Because from slowy slush to muddy muck, the ice on Minnesota lakes just not safe right now for a lot of our state. Minneapolis canceling the Luminary skating party that was supposed to take place at Bryan Square Park over the weekend. The city says because the park grounds are just too muddy, they do hope to bring the event back next year. The ice rinks in Golden Valley, they have officially closed for the season. And then in Richfield, the warming houses have been closed, and they say skating on the lakes is not advised. This January thaw melting the hopes of so many people for just some good winter fun that we're so used to.
Yeah, that includes the final weekend of the U.S. Pond Hockey Championships. We were so excited about this. Crews worked so hard to get this set up in a record amount of time. Pauline Lee joins us from the WCCO rooftop with a closer look at why the organizers decided to cancel this final weekend of play, Pauline.
Yeah, this weekend we were vying for the golden shovel, guys. It's golden weekend. It was supposed to start today, but unfortunately that won't be the case. Organizers say it was not an easy decision to cancel after so many of us questioned even if the event was going to take place in the first place. Well, in the end, they say the ice on the Lake Nokomis just isn't safe anymore. That's in stark contrast to last weekend when the tournament started. Organizers say it was some of the best ice that they've ever had, but temperatures have been rising ever since, and now it's just a sloppy mess out there. Organizers say they just couldn't take any chances.
Safety is number one, and we had to make that decision. Mother Nature, she can turn on you in a heartbeat, or she can be kind to you.
And she turned, right? The tournament brings thousands of hockey players from around the world to Minnesota, many of them arriving just in time to hear that the tournament, the rest of it, has now been canceled. So coming up in about 30 minutes or so, you're going to hear from some of the players, how they're trying to make the most of it and at least have a little fun while they're here, guys.
Golden Weekend was supposed to start today for the U.S. Pond Hockey Championships.
And unfortunately, though, you've seen these rising temperatures. You felt them outside. So the event organizers had to make the really difficult decision to cancel the rest of the event. Our Pauline Lee outside on the WCCO rooftop. And Pauline, I know this was a late call. They as early as Wednesday, they were still doing this, but it was something they had to do.
Yeah, it was a long time coming, right? We were wondering all this winter if the tournament was going to happen, and then they quickly put that ice together, put all the rinks together, and they really wanted to save it, but unfortunately just couldn't do it. This tournament, by the way, brings in thousands of players from around the world, some arriving just in time to hear the rest of the tournament has now been canceled. After a great start to the tournament last weekend, with organizers saying that was some of the best ice that they've ever had, the rinks out on the lake now they've turned into a slushy, soupy kind of mess. They say the ice just isn't safe for play anymore. And they also held a pity party last night for the teams to gather and just be together. Some of the players we talked to say they're disappointed, but they understand.
Woke up 5 minutes later, got the email that they canceled the tournament, so it was a little upsetting to come out.
Stinks that the ice wasn't better, but can't control the weather. This is not what I was expecting for Minneapolis in January.
Yep, I echo that as well. If it's any consolation, the Golden Weekend teams, they'll also have a guaranteed spot for next year's championships, which will be the 20th anniversary of the event. It's going to be a big deal that year as well. Dozens of teams, by the way, still in town. They're planning to take to some indoor ice in Bloomington today just to play for some fun.
Yeah, you can't keep those hockey players off that ice.
And just think, just earlier this week, Pauline, they were asking for volunteers to come out there and help, and not so much anymore.
It was really wet out there when we were there on Wednesday. Really wet.
It's unfortunate for sure.
Okay.
Pauline Lee on the CCO rooftop. Pauline, thanks.